Hi, and we are now starting Chapter 8. So we're going to put our page together to write Unit 8. And this is going to be polygons and circles. Page 48. So polygons and circles, page 48, Unit 8. And our first page of notes on page 49 is going to be properties of triangles. Now, this will probably be a review for some of you, but I did want to give you a couple of properties before we get into the polygons that might be handy when we are working with the more complicated problems. So, the first thing I want to give you is the triangle sum, which we've worked with a lot. This should not be a new thing, but I do want us to write it down in our notes. So, triangle sum theorem. Again, you already know this, but the triangle sum theorem says that all angles in a triangle sum to be 180 degrees. Like I said, we already know that. We've worked with it a lot this year, but just to have it written down with our other triangle properties. Okay? Now, the really important one that we're going to talk about is how to find the area of a triangle. Okay, so finding area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is always base times height divided by 2. Okay, so base times height divided by 2. That's how to find the area of a triangle, okay? Now, again, you probably already knew that. So let's do a couple of examples. Example 1. Let's do this triangle. So find the area. The first thing you need to do is decide what's your base and what's your height. So what do you think? What are the base and what is the height? The base and the height are 8. So 5 is the height. 8 is the base. Okay, now I'm going to put a little note here for us. The base and the height meet at a right angle. And that's always going to be true for any triangle that we're trying to find the area for. The base and the height have to meet at a right angle. Okay, so in this case we have a right angle, so that means our base and our height are going to be 5 and 8. So when we find the area of the triangle is always base times height divided by 2. So in this case we're going to have base 8 times height 5 divided by 2. 8 times 5 is 40, divided by 2 is 20. Okay, so that's our area of that triangle. Okay? Pretty easy when you're given a right triangle. But let's say you're not given a right triangle. Okay, so this example, example 2, it's going to say find the area of an equilateral triangle with side length 10. Okay, so that's your problem. Find the area of an equilateral triangle with side length 10. First off, what is an equilateral triangle? What is an equilateral triangle? An equilateral triangle is a triangle with all sides equal. Okay, so we know our triangle will have all sides equal. So let's draw that. Okay, so I'm going to draw a triangle. And I'm going to tell myself that all sides are equal by going like that, and I know that the side length is 10. Okay? So I have my triangle drawn. I know it's equilateral. I know the side length is 10. So, what is the base and what is the height? Well, right now, you can only find one of those. Which one can you find? You can find that the base is 10. Our base is 10. But remember our note. Our note up here said the base and the height have to meet at a right angle. Do we have any right angles here? No, we don't. So since there's no right angles, we actually have to make a right angle. So I have to go like this. And there is my right angle. Okay? Now when you do that in an equilateral triangle, it splits that length in half. So we have 5 here and 5 here. Now, how many degrees is this angle right here? Now you have to remember, it is an equilateral triangle. So how many degrees is each angle in an equilateral triangle? It is 60. Okay, now you know that because we already said that they sum to 180. So if I have 180 degrees and I divide that by 3, I'm going to get 60. So actually each of those are 60. That whole thing is 60. If that whole thing is 60, that means this little guy is 30 and this little guy is 30. Okay? So let's remind ourselves what we're trying to look for. We are trying to look for the height, which is right here. Height equals something. Now, there's something cool that just happened. If I cover this up, all you see, actually let me cover it up a little bit better. If I cover this part up, all you're left with is a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, which we know a lot about those. That's what our last unit was on. So 30, 60, 90. We know the side lengths are x, 2x, and x root 3. So in this case, we have a 5 and a 10. Which one's x? The 5 is x. So this is x, then we have 2x, so this one must be x root 3. So that must mean that this would be 5 root 3. That's our height. Okay, using our 30, 60, 90 rule. So now we can find the area of that triangle. The area of the triangle, again, is always base times height divided by 2. So the base is 10. The height is now 5 root 3 divided by 2. Okay, well, 10 times 5 is 50. Divided by 2 is 25 root 3. And there's our area of that triangle. Okay? I want you to try one just like that. Okay, so I'm going to write it down. I want you to try it, and then I'll go over it after. So, example 3. Okay, so you're going to find the area of an equilateral triangle with side length 16. So, you've already done it. You already submitted your answer. Now let's go over it. So I'm going to draw my triangle. Equilateral with side length 16. Okay, now I know that 16 is my base, but I need to draw my height. So I'm going to drop down a height. Okay, And then we have 8 and 8 because they split it in two. I know that we have a 60-degree angle, 60, 30, and 30. So I have a 30, 60, 90 right here. I know 8 is my x, so my is going to be 8 root 3. Now from there I could find my area. Base, 16 times height, 8 root 3, divide by 2. When I do that math, I'm going to do 16 times 8, divide by, and I get 64 root 3. And that's our area of that triangle. All right, thanks for watching.